Alright, and welcome back. We got another episode of Sarcasm Speaks. Today, again, it's just me and Bobby here, but Bobby's got something he's real fired up about. So this is going to come out in a couple days. We're pre-recording. We've got kind of like a busy week going on, so we're doing this ahead of time. But today's St. Patrick's Day. So, depending on who you talk to, today everybody's Irish.
I mean, the quarter of me is cool with that.
Yeah, so I'm not Irish at all, actually.
Loser.
Yeah. So what do you got going on? You had some rant you were cocked and ready for.
Is boiled corned beef the worst way to eat brisket?
Probably, yeah.
I was thinking about that. It's completely and utterly fucking asinine. This isn't the only part of the rant. It is completely and utterly asinine that, like, boiled dinner is, like, a thing.
Yeah, it's disgusting. I don't know why people enjoy it.
It's the worst way to cook anything, except pasta, because it's the only way to cook pasta.
Yeah.
But even then, that's only because pasta has been hardened and sold in the store. If you have, like, fresh pasta, you hit it in the water for, like, 2 minutes and then throw it in the pan.
Right. Yeah, it's awful. Cabbage and whatever the fuck else they cook with it, potatoes and carrots, it's just gross.
I'm not even worried about that. It's just like brisket is so good, and then so
would boil it.
So not only do we load it full of fucking preservatives,
Yeah,
which make everything just not so awesome. We boil it. Like, you fucking serious? Like, we couldn't come up with anything better to do. Like,
yeah.
You could smoke a brisket, and then once you smoke it, you could either cut it or pull it.
Yeah.
One or the other. You could. I've done an oven brisket. That was fine. Oven braised brisket.
Okay, now we're talking.
I've done crock pots where I slice. I've shredded. Which actually, I've grown to like sliced brisket better than any kind of pulled or shredded brisket.
Yeah, no, I feel like the pulled part is kind of reserved almost for pork and chicken.
And I was going to actually say is one of my main sources who grew up in North Carolina said brisket is actually supposed to be sliced, not pulled.
Yeah.
And actually, it's hard to pull. And that's why I was like wondering, like, why can't I pull this? Like, all these years. It's not actually supposed to be.
Yeah, well, now you have your reason.
There we go.
So what's the other half of your rant? Why do you hate?
I didn't say half.
Well,
You said half.
You said the beginning part. You said there's more to it, to the boiled dinner thing.
Well, with St. Patty's Day, and I heard Jim Murray breaking this down on the radio, and he was talking about the difference between St. Patty's Day and Cinco de Mayo.
Okay.
And so he said Cinco de Mayo is an absolute amateur hour. It's sloppy, it's nasty, there's too much tequila. He goes, it's a young man's game. It's a good way to pull a girl on the night or something, or I guess I can go both ways. Pull a guy if you want.
Yeah.
But he goes, St. Patty's Day is a little, and this is where I kind of like was a little, he's like, it's a little bit more reserved, a little bit more whatever. Yeah, fighting, but I think that's the Irish part. But he goes, it's definitely not as sloppy as like a Cinco de Mayo.
I don't know, man. I think that depends on who you're with. There's a lot of fucking people out there that get really fucking sloppy for St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, and I mean, but so my main thing is for these drinking holidays, do you really need an excuse?
No.
But it's like it's like, oh, it's St. Patty's Day, I'm just gonna get absolutely bombed. Whereas opposed to it's Saturday, get absolutely bombed.
Yeah, let's just get fucked up because it's Saturday.
Which then made me think is with these with the drinking holidays, I think the drinking holidays are actually some of the worst holidays. So, you got Cinco de Mayo, you got St. Patty's Day.
I'm interested to hear this breakdown.
I got Thanksgiving Eve and I got New Year's Eve. Because I don't want to hear about fucking you're celebrating like a new year. It's just another day.
Right.
So
Okay.
I don't want to hear that New Year's Eve is anything but a drinking holiday.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't make the argument that it is. It's strictly a drinking holiday.
Like Cinco de Mayo, New Year's Eve is also amateur hour.
Right.
Because the older we get, the more people we've talked to that are over the age of 26, the fewer and fewer people I find that actually like leave their house.
Yeah.
On New Year's
or
Eve.
even like enjoy New Year's Eve.
Yeah. And it's like anyone that's ever been to New York hates it.
Yeah.
They go once and hate it. They freeze their fucking ass off.
You can't move, so you can't piss anywhere.
Can't go into Boston. It's just a disaster.
Yeah.
But then, on the other hand, we could celebrate better holidays, and it doesn't need to also coincide with it being a complete and utter shit show. So, my favorites are Leif Erikson Day.
Right.
Festivus.
Yeah.
And the now retired, but what used to be Datsgiving. So, what I used to do was the Saturday before Thanksgiving, when we were still at school,
Yeah.
I would have people at I did it once I've always done it at someone's apartment, but once it was at my apartment, once it was a road game. And there was no expectations, there was no covers, there was no people. Like, all of those things, if you want to do it the right way, you get to avoid all the bullshit of the publicized drinking holidays. Because Thanksgiving Eve is a huge pain in the ass.
It's ridiculous.
And everyone's like, oh, you get to see people you haven't seen in a while. There's no reason we haven't seen those people in a while.
I don't want to fucking see them.
I don't want to see them.
Yeah.
I don't like them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would see them more often.
It's the typical, like, oh, hey, what's up, man? How you been? How's everything going? Oh, that's awesome, man. We should really get together sometime. Yeah, okay, all right. I'll see you next Thanksgiving Eve. Like, get the fuck out of here with that.
And then, so you get St. Patty's Day, and St. Patty's Day is always the 17th, so it could be Tuesday.
Right.
And then it's like a Sunday afternoon in March in Boston kind of takes the appeal.
Yeah.
Out of St. Patty's Day.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of the reason why I didn't go there today. Part of it also is because I went out last night instead. But, I also have to go to work tomorrow. So, the Sunday thing was like,
Then the other thing is, anytime I've ever been out for St. Patty's Day, nothing is different except they put food coloring in the beer.
Right.
That's it. That's the only difference.
It's just an excuse to day drink.
Why do you need an excuse? But this is the thing, is why do you need an excuse? If you want to day drink, just day drink.
Well, yeah, but it's like a mass day drink thing. I think it's
you're
more
talking about like today.
in the masses.
Yeah, you're talking about today.
Yeah, anybody can day drink any day they want. It could be a Saturday at 11:30, and I'll just be like, I'm gonna go crack a beer because I'm fucking bored.
But as we've just established with Thanksgiving Eve, is we don't even like people we know, let alone people we don't know.
True. So
drinking with the masses doesn't actually make any damn sense.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to look at it that way, I'm looking at it as it's at least not frowned upon. Whereas, like, if I had just broadcasted that at 11:30 on a Saturday I cracked a beer, people would be like, you have a problem. But if on that Saturday happened to be St. Patrick's Day and I cracked that beer at 11:30, everyone's like, oh yeah, well yeah, it's St. Patrick's Day.
I think you're overestimating how many people actually care about whether you drink a beer at 11:30 on a Saturday.
That's not really what I'm trying to get at. I'm just saying that, like, it makes people feel better about themselves and their drinking habits.
Oh good. So if you're gonna be a bad person for a day, we're gonna hide behind the drinking holiday.
This also isn't me, so I'll fucking drink anytime, whenever I want. Not to sound like Timmy Toughnuts here, but like, if it's like a Sunday afternoon and I'm bored and I want to have a drink, like, I'm gonna have a fucking drink. I don't really give a shit.
I will say the one thing that does come from St. Patty's Day is I think Guinness might be the ultimate breakfast beer.
Like more than like a Reds or a Twisted Tea.
So my thing with Reds and Twisted Teas are usually you wake up and you're super hungover and you need those to kind of get back at it.
Yeah.
Like what if you're on a bender?
Right.
I'm talking like Guinness, like you're gonna drink before noon, and I don't know, dude. There's something about drinking Bud Light like in the morning that's just like.
There's something about drinking Bud Light anytime.
It's not good anytime, but it's even. I feel like it's even worse in the morning.
Yeah. no, I mean that's totally fair.
And then it's not heavy like some of the Southern tier stuff either.
Right.
Like 'cause
Well,
those are high test.
Yeah,
high octane.
high octane. I mean, a Guinness is definitely not a light beer.
No, but it's like in terms of like booze, it's just regular.
Yeah.
Like some of those like 9%ers, like dude, 9% at 10:30 in the morning. That's tough. That's tough to go from.
You're puking by one.
Yeah, I would say where do you go from there?
Yeah. Heroin.
I mean, I guess.
Yeah, you just keep moving up. It's like Jameson by 1, heroin by 7 o'clock at night. You just keep moving up the ladder. So, yeah. So fucking St. Patrick's Day.
I've also decided that I have better holidays that I want to celebrate. Like if I'm gonna do the amateur hour thing, one, Mardi Gras in New Orleans.
Yeah. Okay.
Talk about amateur hour. Actually, so there's an account on
but
Instagram.
That's actually like a destination thing.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, people are really fucked up, but like it's Mardi Gras.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's way
it's
better.
like it's like Boston and St.
People who
Patrick's
travel
Day.
to Chicago or people who travel to Boston for St. Patty's Day. What do you think? You have a better time than that?
Some people might.
God. Oh man. I'm sure they're really fun at parties too.
Yeah. Hey, you never know. You don't know. You don't know what people are like. Maybe they're into that. Maybe they like being Irish.
Yeah, and there's
Maybe
people
they like
and,
Conor McGregor.
there's people that like going to national parks for fun too, and I'm gonna make fun of them.
There
as
are.
well. Like,
There are. That's why they exist.
exactly. But when it comes to like some of these holidays, why do we celebrate the shitty ones?
Well,
Cinco de
that's
Mayo
just
sucks.
That's just like your opinion.
I'm gonna save
man.
Cinco de Mayo, but St. Patty's Day, Green Beer sucks. Boiled dinner sucks. Having it on a random ass day of the week blows. And the whole Irish thing, it's just like, oh, kiss me, I'm Irish, or I'm Irish Day. Who gives a fuck? You're drinking a beer. Like, everyone's drinking a beer today. That's how this works.
This like touches you deeply, doesn't it?
No.
Like on the doll.
No,
Doll.
honestly, the only reason I sound so pissy is because I'm sick and I can't rise above it. So that's like
you're sick again because you're a fucking.
that's
pussy.
the tone problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how I got sick twice in a season. I never get sick twice
Yeah.
in a season.
Within like a month and a half of each other too.
Yeah, I don't know how.
It's because you're a bitch.
Whatever. It's fucking stupid. But after Mardi Gras in New Orleans, something that I would like to consider the idea of, contemplate the potential, thinking about maybe considering one time.
Yeah.
Day of the Dead in Mexico.
Oh, okay.
I think
See,
that would be interesting.
That I could get down with.
Yeah. I think that would be really interesting.
Maybe we'll see James Bond.
Maybe. Probably not, though, because he usually doesn't repeat places.
Yeah, true.
But I actually think the Day of the Dead stuff is, like, some of the coolest,
Yeah.
like, out there. And I think Mexico City is probably the best place to go. I know, like, you can go to San Diego. I'm sure you can go to New Orleans.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if we're going to celebrate a Mexican holiday, that one seems like way more fun than Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah, Cinco de Mayo isn't even really a Mexican holiday. It's American.
No, isn't it actually Mexican? It is.
Yeah, but they don't give a shit about it. It's an American.
Well, it's like the Jewish holidays we talked about the other day.
Yeah. Yeah, but this one is very much like the Americans were just like, this looks cool, we're going to celebrate this and get hammered. They were like, we need a holiday for May.
We have one. It's Memorial Day.
Yeah, but it's at the end. And then there's nothing from St. Patrick's Day to Memorial
Patriots Day.
That's not a real holiday. Only people in Massachusetts celebrate Patriots Day.
Yeah, but it counts.
Yeah, but you can't count that as like
Easter.
a national holiday.
Easter's up there.
That's a religious holiday.
So
You
is
can't count
Christmas.
that. Christmas has been Americanized.
I'm poking holes all through this argument.
No, they just decided to pick a random day. It's not.
Dude, I think
it has
I'm
nothing.
fairly certain. I'm fairly certain people in Mexico celebrate it the same way we celebrate the 4th of July.
No. Mexican Independence Day is in September.
Which one's Cinco de Mayo? I remember this being a big deal.
The one that's on May 5th.
Oh shit! What does it stand for?
It's literally like a battle that happened somewhere in Mexico, and like the American people were just like, oh sure, that's your fucking holiday. Let's give you that one. You're gonna look it up right now. Mexican Independence Day.
I don't want to
think
look up
it's
Mexican Independence
I think
Day. I
it's
want to
like
look up Cinco de Mayo. That's my
September
fucking...
14th, something like that. And this is when we stare at the internet.
We'll keep talking. Actually, I'm trying to get to the internet, but there's so many people trying to like hit up my Facebook Marketplace that I'm having some issues right now. I think my phone just froze.
You should turn the
There we go.
turn the notifications off for Facebook then.
Cinco de Mayo has taken on a significance beyond that battle in Mexico.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, they fucking care about
in
it.
America.
No, in Mexico.
Do you know any
Listen to my damn
Do you know
words.
people in Mexico?
I know people of Hispanic descent that inform me of the true, of like what it is like. Because I asked, I'm like, well, what is Cinco de Mayo like? They go, oh, we actually like that's an actual celebration.
Yeah.
Like that's an actual thing. Day of the Dead is bigger.
Right.
But Cinco de Mayo is like an actual thing. Like
Yeah,
like you know President's Day here.
It's blown out of proportion here.
Well, because it's nonsense.
Yeah.
But like that's what I mean. It's like Cinco de Mayo is like an actual thing, and then we decided to take it, turn it into our thing, and just basically like, hey, let me just find like the most efficient way that I can puke, but try to justify it, even though it's all the same shit.
Yeah. So it was like because the big misconception is that people think it's their day. It's not.
Yeah, that's on me. I didn't actually like look that up, but I was just kind of guessing on that one.
Yeah.
But I know it's a big deal. Like they actually care about it in Mexico. Like it's an actual celebration. Not
yeah,
as
but
big,
that would be
not
like
as
our
big.
Memorial Day.
Yeah, you know what though? People in this country care about Memorial Day.
People
And Labor
in
Day.
Mexico apparently care about
Yeah,
Cinco de
but, like,
Mayo, according to you.
I know, but I wouldn't put it. I mean, I don't know how to compare it because everyone's holidays are different. Like Christmas is a huge one here, but not for certain religions.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, I guess, would be our biggest one. But some people like the 4th of July better. It's all about what you do.
Yeah.
So that kind of, I guess that kind of throws a wrench into things.
Potentially.
Culturally. Because some people like New Year's Eve, even though I think it's the biggest waste of time.
Oh, it's a huge fucking waste of time. Waste of money, too. Everything gets super expensive. The prices go through the roof. It's like you want to get a ticket just to go into a bar that's going to be packed full of shitty people, and it's like $120 just to get in the door.
That's horrible. I would think $40 is a lot. I wouldn't pay that either.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Day of the Dead, that's the real one.
Yeah, no, I would definitely, I could.
I think that would be really interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know from a safety standpoint how safe that would be going in as fucking white guys, but.
Well, see, funny thing about that is you wear masks and shit.
Yeah.
So you are probably just in as much trouble as anybody. Wearing a mask.
Yeah.
Now, when you decide to be the drunkest person there, everyone will point you out as American very quickly. But
Right. I mean, it's not very hard.
And then it's easy.
And when
at
you
that
also
point.
can't speak Spanish, people are gonna know that you're not.
Yeah, but if you're in like the heart, like if you're gonna travel for this, I assume you would be in the heart of it, like into the big parade.
Yeah, I mean.
No one's gonna know what the hell language you're speaking. It's gonna be too damn loud, too much shit going on.
Yeah, maybe. I guess we'll have to test it and find out. We'll see. I don't know. Add it to the list.
And for those reasons above, I think St. Patty's Day is a waste of time.
I mean, I do agree. I'm not a big fan of St. Patty's Day. One, I mean, like I said, I'm not Irish at all. I couldn't really give a shit about that.
Yeah, but it's actually less Irish and more Catholic
Yeah.
or Christian
Yeah.
than just Irish. Yes, he was Irish, and he is like the patron saint of Ireland.
Yeah.
But it's a Christian or a Catholic holiday.
Right. Yeah. So I don't know. Whatever. Fuck that. Fuck St. Patrick's Day. I happen to kind of like Cinco de Mayo. I look at what the cultures have to bring to me. Like, how are they going to make me enjoy themselves? If you're going to hand me a Guinness, a boiled brisket, and cabbage with fucking carrots and potatoes, that's gross.
Yeah, it's
but if
nasty.
you're going to hand me, like, some nice tequila with like a burrito and like some chips and salsa, I'm gonna take that one.
Oh yeah, hey, but that culture isn't handing you that. That's Americanized.
Well, yeah, but where do you think it came from? Chips and salsa? That's Mexican.
Yeah.
Burritos might not be, but traditionally.
Yeah.
So, all right, tacos then. Tacos are traditional. Either way, I'm taking tequila and Mexican food over.
But I thought we weren't going to like what we've done culturally, what we've taken over. I thought we were going.
No, I want to know what they're gonna give to me. How are they gonna do that? What do they have?
They're
to
not
bring
giving you
to
shit.
Me? Oh yeah.
No, they're not giving you shit because clearly that's not their Independence Day, so they're not doing anything actually.
What?
This was your argument. Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
Cinco de Mayo is not a big deal.
That.
So what are they giving to you? Who's they?
I'm talking about from like a celebration standpoint.
Dude,
like how are you gonna make my celebration better?
Who are you speaking to?
The holidays themselves.
Like you think there's like a board of trustees behind the holidays? Like what do you mean?
Think abstractly for a second. Fuck.
No.
If I had to choose between St. Patrick's Day or Cinco de Mayo, I'm choosing Cinco de Mayo because I like that stuff better. I like the stuff that represents Cinco de Mayo better than what represents St. Patrick's Day. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but you can do whatever you want on it either day.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of St. Patrick's Day. That's all I'm trying to say.
Well, that's where I started this with.
Yeah. I feel like you're very angry today.
That's just, again, I can't get above this fucking tone issues.
Well, to lighten the mood, I want to talk about the Endgame trailer, because that came out randomly. It dropped a couple days ago. No one had any idea that it was coming out. And it's pretty fucking awesome. I had seen the trailer before already, like one of the ones that got released, I don't know, maybe in like January or so. But this one that just came out, last week or however many days ago, was pretty fucking awesome. You watched it, right?
I did. I didn't get much from it.
So apparently, that trailer that came out only covered the first 15 minutes of the movie, which is what was released recently also.
Alright, so before I even saw that trailer, what I kind of thought was, okay, so Captain Marvel was going to come into play because she can like time travel or some shit. So obviously when half the population gets wiped out and half the Avengers get wiped out, and it's mostly just kind of the old people with whose contracts are expiring and who aren't going to be back in any future movies, were left, it's like, okay, so in some capacity everyone has to come back.
Well,
so,
yeah.
And then, well, no, but they do, because they, like, the way the MCU's going is in different waves. And it's like,
yeah, this
phases.
was the end of Phase 4. Or that last movie, or one of these two, whether Infinity War or Endgame, is the end of Phase 4.
Okay, I thought it was, whatever. I don't know which phase is which. But it's like Captain America, Iron Man, Thor, Hulk, like, they're not going to be in the next phases.
Right.
But they're the only people left. So how are they going to continue the cinematic universe if the people who aren't coming back are the only people left? And then you learn that Captain Marvel can time travel or something like that.
Yeah.
So then instantly okay, well, she's going to be in the next one. Which you could have said because the movie comes out.
Yeah.
And then something to do with Scott, Ant-Man being in the thing.
The quantum realm.
Yeah, when he was in the quantum realm, makes you think that he'll be involved. Right. And then they will then somehow use that to probably get the stone. Yeah. That spins them back.
Well, it's all...
And then it's like, hey, how do they get there will be cool, but...
It's all going to come back, because remember, at one point, spoiler alert, but fuck you if you haven't seen Infinity Wars yet. The next one's coming out in like a month. When Doctor Strange was doing his like the whole time looky thing, he was like, I've seen like 7 billion different ways. There's only one way that works, and then he like starts that path. So like obviously they're gonna come back.
Right. So, in terms of the actual trailer, I didn't really feel like much happened. Feel free to convince me otherwise.
Yeah.
but-
So what we know right now is Tony Stark is like floating in the abyss somewhere. We don't know where he is. He's apparently also running out of oxygen. And all the other people are still on Earth, and they're trying to like figure what the fuck just happened out. Thor's got his cool new fucking guy, his battle axe with Groot's arm. Groot's gone now.
Yeah, we saw
and-
Rocket, we saw Hawkeye, we saw Black Widow.
Yeah, and Hawkeye is now Ronin, because he made that switch. That was in a previous trailer that came out. He ditched the fucking the bow and arrow for a samurai sword.
So Ronin is a different person than Guardians of the Galaxy. They have two Ronins. in Marvel?
Ronin as in like the samurai Ronin with an I.
That's-
Ronin the Conqueror or whatever was Ronan with an A.
I guess that's not confusing when you read, but that seems to be confusing when you hear.
Yeah, it can be. It can be. So, I mean, it's gonna be really fucking cool. But the only thing is, you have to see Captain Marvel before, because that's gonna like lay out the whole thing. You know, like you can't just go. I mean, you obviously can just go see Endgame, but if you don't see Captain Marvel, you're gonna be missing a huge chunk. It's not like when we watched Infinity War. I don't think we had seen Black Panther yet, or we hadn't seen
No, we had
Ant-Man. So I hadn't seen Ant-Man 2 had come out. Whatever it was, whatever movie it was that had come out right before that, I still hadn't seen it, and I still saw Infinity Wars, and I was fine.
It went Black Panther, Infinity War, Ant-Man, and the Wasp. That was the order. I didn't see Spider-Man. Still haven't.
Yeah, I haven't seen Spider-Man either.
So I don't know which one you were missing.
Probably Spider-Man then.
Yeah.
But either way, like you can get away with not seeing some of them. Like I just saw Ant-Man and the Wasp for the first time like 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, I think that's still the most recent one.
Yeah. Yeah, it might be actually.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Because that one happened concurrently with Infinity War.
Right. It was going on at the same time. So, yeah, but I'm fucking pumped. We got a month left. April's going to be a good celebratory month. We got the Masters is the week of or the weekend of the 12th, I think.
It'll be
the 12th,
the 13th and 14th is Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. So the 11th through the 14th.
The 6th, so April 6th is the women's amateur at Augusta National for the first time, too.
Yeah.
So that's just more time to see the golf course.
Yeah. I'm probably not going to watch it.
I'm definitely going to watch
I don't
that.
care about women's golf.
Yeah, but I care about the golf course.
So,
Not a real fan.
yeah, that's fine. I'm not. And what else? Game of Thrones, the new season drops on the Sunday of Masters. So it's going to be like the championship round, and then that night is the series premiere of Game of Thrones. So that, I might as well just call out, say, oh, I get the next day off
next
anyway.
day's off.
The next day's Patriots Day.
Yeah.
Sick. So that's going to be a fucking unreal day. And then Endgame comes out on the 26th. And then I feel like there's something else that's going on there's a marathon. So there's
You know what's a great way to celebrate the Boston Marathon? Going and playing golf all day.
Yeah, that's one way to do it.
That's a great way to celebrate the marathon.
I'll probably be in Boston somewhere at some point. I like to go in there. I've gone in every year for the last, I don't know, 3 years, 4 years maybe.
I'm
long
gonna try
has
to
it been
play
since the
54
bombing?
That was 2013.
13, so that was 6 years ago.
Because I was on the golf course when that happened too.
So I probably started going in 15 then. 15, 16, 17. I've gone like 4 years in a row.
When does it start? Like when would you head in?
I think last year I went in around like 10:30.
It's gonna be pretty funny.
All the bars open at like 8 o'clock.
It's gonna be pretty funny because that's gonna be highly dependent on how Master Sunday goes.
Yeah. Well, I'm also like I want to actually like watch the Masters.
Yeah, the Masters only ends at 6 though.
Yeah, and I actually want to watch Game of Thrones as well. Like I don't want to be blacked out for that because I want to enjoy it and I want to remember it.
I do too, but I remember the Tiger Phil match.
Yeah, but it was different circumstances. It's fucking Tiger Phil, and it's like whatever. And then by the end of it, we were like, let's just get fucking hammered. So I have full confidence in myself of not blacking out on that Sunday and making it to the marathon again. So it's pretty. Have you ever been to the marathon?
No.
It's actually pretty cool. It's fucking packed. There's people everywhere, but
Probably one of the main drawbacks to why I wouldn't go. Plus the golf thing. It's like the reason I get so excited about golf. It's usually the first day where I don't have any responsibilities, and I'm even talking like usually on Sundays I do laundry.
yeah.
I mean nothing. Like I have no responsibilities. So if I want to go to the golf course at 7:30 and I want to leave when it gets dark, I can.
Yeah. No, that's fair.
I think I played 27 last year, walking.
On Marathon Monday.
I think so.
Yeah. Have you ever done the? This would preclude us from our other activities. But have you ever actually participated in a Marathon Monday drinking session?
No, because no. So that's also amateur hour move. That's a college move.
No.
Do shit like
so
that.
do you remember Blue Mountain State back in the day? That TV show.
I barely watched it.
It was a phenomenal fucking show.
I remember laughing, but I just never really
So
watched
one
it.
of the episodes was Marathon Monday, where they would drink from sun up to sundown on Monday.
Now, if you're in college, that's fine, but otherwise, that's a rookie move.
I mean, it's still fun.
Again, rookie move, amateur hour.
As
That's like if you have a snow day, like if
yeah, but you act like we haven't done that. Like
work
last year in the Cape, we drank for like 72 hours straight.
Yeah, but I didn't get loaded on Sunday.
Yeah, but you just said drinking from sun up to sundown is amateur hour.
On Marathon Monday.
Okay.
That's amateur hour.
Okay. I'll accept that.
Because
you qualified.
Everyone has to work Tuesday.
Yeah.
It's like if you have a snow day, and work's canceled the next day. That's the night you go and get bombed.
Yeah, the night before.
You don't What people do is day drink the next day.
Yeah.
And then it's like they have to go to work the following.
And they're miserable when
again,
they go back to work.
Rookie move.
Yeah.
I made that mistake when I was a rookie too.
Yeah.
Made for a very bad day at work.
Yeah. Or you can just still do it anyway and just not be a bitch about it.
I don't know, man. I know myself, and when I was in college, I'd be able to bounce back. I could never bounce back these days. No way.
Yeah. Well, you just got to power through it. That's what I mean. Like, if you're going to do it, just don't complain about it when you do go back to work, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but that doesn't happen. Everyone always complains.
Most people, yeah, that's because people suck.
Actually, day after the Super Bowl, I tried to really hide how much of a disaster I really was. It didn't work.
Yeah. That fucking Super Bowl.
That's when I was sick last. It was over. Yeah, that's when I was sick last. Because then.
It happened right after that?
No, it was during.
Oh, it was during that.
Because that's when my ribs hurt, and then they kept hurting because I kept coughing.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now your ribs still hurt.
Update.
Still bruised.
I can feel them a little bit.
Yeah.
Not too bad.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I said people suck before. Just because people do suck.
People do suck.
Yeah.
I don't know. We were talking about April before we got on the marathon.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. There was something else that's going down in April that's going to be a thing. I don't know. I'm sure we'll fucking figure something out to do. Oh, that's Arbor Day. Didn't you
Arbor
say
Day's
you
in
wanted
April.
you wanted to have an Arbor Day party?
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work. I don't know how that's gonna work with work.
Yeah.
If I have to like move the facility, that's gonna be a problem.
Yeah. We could always do it
Which,
just
by the
like
way, I
today.
hate being hostage to this.
Yeah.
This move.
You don't know when you guys are moving yet?
No, because it depends on when we get the turf.
Oh. Yeah, that's shitty. So, what are they doing with the turf at the place now?
I don't know, not my problem.
They're just gonna like throw it out.
Whatever happens at the place we're leaving is not my problem.
Yeah. It's a good attitude to have, I guess.
It is, because
It's
I don't
not-
own the building.
Yeah, it's not your problem.
I don't own the building. I don't
Yeah.
own anything that we're gonna leave there.
Fair enough. So I think I don't know if I texted you. No, I texted somebody the other day. Yesterday when I was at fucking Market Basket, there was this like old elderly couple that was there that had to have been like in their fucking 90s. This lady was like hunched over with her little like wheeler thing, and she like her walker, but it wasn't a walker, it had wheels on it because she probably couldn't pick up a walker to move it. And she was like using that as like a battering ram into the carriage to push the carriage.
Oh God.
And she was there. So the reason why I knew she was old as fuck is because she was there with a woman that looked to be like, you know, maybe late 30s, you know, early 40s at the most. And I heard her say, "Grandma."
Oh God.
Yeah.
Good
So,
Lord, that is an old person.
yeah, and they were there also with the grandfather as well. And then like I happened to catch them like as we were like getting in line to check out, and I just happened to choose the line behind them. But they didn't know where the grandfather was in the store.
Neither did he.
He was lost
Yeah,
somewhere.
he didn't know either.
Yeah, probably. So this brings me to my next point is that so I'm pretty we can call it emotionally unavailable. I don't really have a ton I don't get emotional is what I'm trying to say. However,
I get hot.
caveat. There are two caveats.
I get real fucking mad.
Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, everyone gets angry.
So like so I feel like emotional availability is like usually when you're talking like a relationship or something.
Yeah, that's fair.
So.
But like, I don't cry. Like, I never cry. Like, and again, not to, I sound like fucking such a fucking Timmy Tough Nut.
I'm saying Tommy
jackass. Yeah, but
Harry hard ass.
I just don't cry for whatever reason. Like, that's just not me. You know, obviously, like sometimes I get sad, but like it's whatever. However, two caveats. One, dogs. I cry like a fucking bitch when there are movies with dogs and they die. Marley and Me, at the very end of it,
Never seen it, won't watch it.
lost my shit. Back in the day, Homeward Bound, for any of you that remember that movie.
Is that the animated one? And
No, it was real life. They used like real animals and they like voiced over what they were saying to each other. It was like a young dog, an old dog that was a golden retriever, and then like a cat.
Yeah, vaguely. I don't remember
It
actually.
was a great fucking
Actually
movie.
watching it.
Well, at one point, the golden retriever is super old, and he gets stuck in a hole full of cats, and he can't get out, and like it's a really sad scene. Lose my shit, cry during that. Like animals, dogs in particular, not just animals.
That's because cats are horrible.
I can't keep my shit together. The second one is really old people. Like watching really old people like struggle for whatever reason, like really fucks me up. I don't know. I don't really. Well, I think maybe like I was pretty close with my grandparents when I was growing up. Like they kind of essentially sort of raised me, like from kindergarten to fucking whatever, middle school, almost high school, and so like they also lived to be super old, and like as shitty as it sounds, like I kind of watched them die. They were both 94 when they died. That's old as shit.
That's old.
And so now when I see really old people, I have to like walk away. Like I can't be there I just start losing it. And like watching this old lady like struggle with this carriage, I had to literally pull out my phone and just start scrolling aimlessly through like Instagram and Twitter because I was like, don't start fucking crying in the middle of Market Basket, you fucking douchebag. And then, so I was just like trying to keep myself busy, but like I'm right behind them in line and I can hear their conversation. I can hear them like not knowing where the grandfather was, and I was like, do I just like move lines right now? Like, should I just switch lines? Like, because obviously I chose that one because it was the close, like it was the shortest one. So it was like, do I just go to the other end of the store where the line is like all the way back to fucking produce, or like I don't know, like what am I doing here? And I ended up, long story short, I kept my shit together, but it was a struggle, and I just think it's really funny that I was literally, I texted someone else like while I was there too, and I was like, holy shit, like I can't, this is fucking bad, dude. Old people. So old people and dogs. That's it. And as bad as it sounds, I could get a phone call like right now or tonight and be like, hey, you know, your uncle died, or you know, your cousin or your aunt died, or whatever. I'd be like, oh fuck, man, I'm like that's really fucking awful, and I would feel sad, but I wouldn't cry. But there's old people and dogs.
I used to be good. I used to be good until my brother died. So I suck any hospital scene in anything.
Yeah.
Unless it's like Ted, where it was like a funny movie.
Yeah.
That works, but
yeah,
hospital scenes I don't do so hot. And from there, being at any funeral home is a horror show for me. So that's why I try to avoid going at all costs.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think anyone. I think we said that before when Scott was on. Like, I don't think anyone is a fan of funerals.
No, but some people are like okay with it or like whatever. Like I told you about like that one that Chris has to go to.
Yeah.
But like even like being in one, and actually I don't know if it would be any different if it wasn't always the same one.
That's the thing.
Maybe that's what it is because
because everyone that dies from back home goes to the one.
Well,
there's not just one, but everyone uses.
Well, I would say my family's always used the one in West Medford. So all four of my family members that have died have all been there.
Oh yeah.
So that could be
Gaffney?
why. Cincotti.
Oh, Cincotti.
Which so Gaffney is becoming a mosque.
Really?
Yeah, the funeral home's turning into a mosque.
Huh.
And
interesting.
I think I think it's gonna stay open, but the one that my family usually goes to, I think the guy died.
So that was the one that was across the street from the Brooks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So that one, and then apparently, almost everybody else uses fucking Della Russo. They're just like fucking.
Yeah, I've been to Del Russo's like a couple times. I think I was okay. But actually, I think I had to go twice, like right after my brother died, and that wasn't good.
Yeah.
But I went not too long ago, and that was fine. But, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, old people. So with old people, I mean, maybe it's because I worked in the grocery store. I just feel compelled to get them whatever they want or need as quickly as possible to get them out of like the way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, you need that card? Do you want me to like go do all your shopping in the next 4 minutes? Because I know what you're gonna buy. Yeah. Actually, you know what? How about this? Give me the money that you want to buy all these groceries with. I'll go put everything in a cart, and then I'll just come back and give you the money back because you're just gonna try to return all that shit in a week anyway. I'll just skip the middleman.
Yeah. But I do that. I also like when I'm in the store and there's like an old person that's like trying to like get something off the shelf. Like I'll just go by and just like grab it for them and just give it to them.
Yeah.
Like, here you go. They're typically really nice about it. They're like, oh my god, thank you so much. Like I didn't want to ask anyone, and I was like, well, I mean, I saw you were struggling here. Like, you look like you're fucking 85 years old, and then I walk away and start fucking crying.
Have you ever? How do I make that into social media content? I'm definitely not good enough.
I can't talk to old people without crying.
Now, so it actually sounds like you've never dealt with really nasty old people.
No, I have. Those people, I don't. I'm fine. It's like, all right, whatever. You're just being crotchety old bitch.
Again, because I did work customer service for a long time.
Yeah.
I actually had to deal with an outwardly racist person one time.
Yeah.
That was very uncomfortable. It was probably the most
Yeah.
uncomfortable thing I've ever said,
Yeah.
or I've ever had to like be a
Interact
part
with.
of.
Yeah.
It's almost like, is there a bunch of sand I can bury my head into really quick? Like this lady.
Yeah.
This lady was being racist to the other person.
Oh boy.
Like, to the other person. The person might have been like Haitian or something,
Yeah.
and like making racist comments to that person.
Oh my
I
god.
was like, get me the fuck out
Was
of
it
here.
two old people or was it the old?
It was like
people
one old
talking to a
lady.
young person?
It was like one old lady talking to a younger. I believe it was a Haitian woman because I think she was sending money to Haiti, and that's like what we were doing.
Yeah.
And then I don't remember the actual comment, but I just remember standing there and being like, "Oh my god, get me out of here!"
Yeah.
Like someone come and slit my throat from behind me.
I don't want to deal with this anymore.
Oh my god, I'm like, this is the most. I don't know how this is gonna go, but there's no situation where this ends okay.
No.
Oh, actually, I'm sorry. Outside of the way it went, which is I believe the Haitian woman just left.
Yeah.
And then the old lady, I had to deal with the old lady after that.
Jesus Christ.
Which I don't know because I could have gone one of two ways. I could have made her life a living hell for being a bitch, or I could have just got her away from me as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
But as two white potential landowners, I don't know how that would have. Actually, I definitely didn't own land. But Brian Callen made that joke not too long ago. I thought it was pretty funny.
Yeah, he was fucking hilarious. His new stand-up just came out last week, I think. Yeah. So it was fucking great.
So I was actually wondering because he's so he was shit. What was the guy's name in The Hangover? Teddy? Little Whitechapel?
Oh, I don't know. But he always plays the ethnic guy.
Yeah, he always plays the ethnic guy. He's just a white dude.
Yeah, yeah.
So he played the guy in the diner in Old School.
Yeah.
He played the guy at the Little Whitechapel in the first Hangover. He played the guy in the Ladyboy bar in Bangkok in the second Hangover.
He played the Mexican the owner of the pool cleaning company in Pool Boy, Drowning Out the Fury.
I don't even know what that is.
I think we watched that. It was it's like an older like independent film.
I don't know about that one.
Yeah.
But so we were watching Star Wars Episode 1 today,
Yeah.
and Watto, the person who used to own Anakin and his mother.
The blue guy with the dick nose.
I actually had to look up for a second and see if it was Brian Callen doing the voice.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like it was a little old
Yeah.
for him, but I'm like,
Well, I mean,
I could see him doing that.
He's on the older side. He's 52, so that movie came out in.
Yeah, I just don't think a 32-year-old him would have gotten that movie.
Yeah, no, that's
what
fair.
I mean.
Yeah. He always plays the ethnic random person.
Ethnic white people.
Ethnic whites.
Was that this podcast? Someone talking about ethnic
No,
whites?
it was Tony. It was Tony. He was saying he said something about Russian people or something, and he was like, yeah, well, they're like ethnic, and I was like, well, they're white, and he goes, well, they're like ethnic whites.
Yeah, ethnic whites.
The Eastern Bloc countries.
I don't know. The Greeks, man, they get dark, but they're white.
No, Greeks do get dark. So do Italians.
Sicilians.
Well, yeah, the southern Italians.
Us people in the mountains are just kind of doing okay.
Yeah, they just get by. But yeah, that's
Tangent.
I lost where we were before.
Well, luckily we were wrapping up the old person thing.
Oh yeah, me crying about old people.
And then the race.
Oh, 'cause you asked me if I had ever interacted with like old bitches.
The race, like bad ones.
Yeah, and those people suck. Like I just don't like people that suck in general. Mostly for me, it's like the helplessness thing. It's like you're so old that you like can barely live on your own, and like I just feel bad for you. Like I feel like I need to help you, and then go sit in the corner and cry about it.
My favorite is when they claimed helpless, but then you found out that they were completely able to help themselves.
Dude, the worst thing in the world, I literally can't even look at these people when I drive by them or like if I encounter them in any facet of life, is the old people. It's always guys, probably because they tend to be a little bit taller, but the guys that literally are hunchbacks. And it's like, that looks so painful. Like, I don't know how you survive. Because it's like their spine is bent at like almost a 40, like a 90-degree angle. Like it's bad. And that I'm like, oh my god, I can't do this right now. That's. Have you ever seen those people?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen people with like really, really kyphotic posture, like bad.
No, I'm not talking like kyphotic posture. I'm saying like the fucking Hunchback of Notre Dame status.
Oh, you're talking like a legit medical condition.
No. Like just because they're old. Like when old people
I've seen both.
get really fucking old, they just start hunching over, and if we're taller, you hunch so much that you turn into a hunchback.
Yeah. Okay. So are we talking about people that are just rounded over? Or are we talking about people that have an actual like they're rounded over and their head's like off and like they like literally like they look like the guy from the cartoon?
Both.
I've seen both.
Yeah, both are tough. Both are tough to look at.
Tough scene.
Yeah, it's tough to look at.
Yeah.
It kind of partially makes me glad that I'm not that tall, that I'll never get like that. Hopefully I never lived that old. Like, I'm good with, like, 75, and I'm all set. Take me out back, give me the old yeller, put the fucking gun right to the back of my head. You know, so
75 even seems old. I guess if you don't retire until 65, so what's the point of even retiring? And then therefore, what's the point of getting to 65? You know what? You just want to do this right now?
Yeah. All right, we'll end the podcast. All right, this is it for us, guys. It's been real. It hasn't been fun, but
hopefully I'm slower on that trigger outside.
But yeah, like it's because you start to get old and you lose it. And we're back.
Less pumpkin.
Yeah. So the camera thing just fucked me up. Oh, you lose your quality of life when you get to be old. And it's shitty. I don't want like people to have to like take care of me. I can't stand that. Like I don't like. I don't know. Maybe it's just a me thing, but like I don't like when people like do things for me.
I hate when people do things for me.
I don't know what that says about me.
I fucking hate when people do things for me.
Yeah, it's awful. Like if something were, if I was in a Giants house, I go to like an NBA player's house and like their top shelf in their cabinet is like 6 feet high.
I don't need
I'm gonna either just not get whatever I'm trying to get, or like I'm gonna put my ass on the counter and I'm gonna stand up and I'm gonna grab it. Like I don't want someone to do something for me.
I hate when people do stuff for me.
Yeah, it's the worst. I don't know why. I wonder why that is.
I don't know. I get really uncomfortable when people try to like help me, or even just like kind of be nice to me. I don't know how. I really don't do well with it.
I'm really, really bad at taking compliments. I hate talking about myself.
I'm good. So I'm better with compliments because I just say thank you and move on.
I usually just deflect. Be like, yeah, it wasn't even really me.
No. So you just say thank you and move on. That's how you do that one.
All right, I'll have to remember that.
Now the only problem is when you say thank you and try to move on and the person doesn't want to move on, then you're into something.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I would much rather people just be like, all right, you did this, and this wrong. Go fix it. And when people are like,
oh no, just don't even talk to me.
Yeah, but like when people are like, oh my god, like you did awesome, like this is so great. I'm just like, yeah, okay, yeah, I did good. Like I don't know why. I don't know how to respond.
It's one of the biggest reasons why I don't tell anyone when my birthday is.
Yeah.
And so help me if you do, I will destroy everything in this fucking room.
Well, I mean, we've already talked about it. Have we on the podcast?
Yeah, but we don't talk about the date.
Yeah, the date. But
I promise you, if you do, you're not going to like what happens. But there is someone at work that does know. One of the clients, because I think she puts it in her calendar.
Oh, yeah.
But
that's funny.
It's still, like, so the whole point is, it's like when it's your birthday, put people in a really, people put you in a really weird spot.
Yeah.
Because it's, oh, I didn't know it was your birthday. Why didn't you say anything? It's like, what is it supposed to be like? Hey, morning, Bobby. Hey, today's my birthday.
Yeah. Hey,
oh, happy birthday. End of conversation. Like,
right.
It's awkward. It's weird. It's awkward. And then it's like, oh, happy birthday. What are you doing? Working here for 13 hours today.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that sucks. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
Hey, funny thing about that is it sucks when it's not my birthday too.
Yeah, it's like it's just another day. Like
oh god, it's like Oh, you doing anything? Nope.
Yeah. I had to get talked into going out on my birthday by my coworkers a couple weeks ago on my birthday. I was talking to everyone at work, and they're like, "Oh, what are you doing?" Working. I'm here. I'm in the office right now. Like, I'm just working. And they're like, "Oh, what about after?" And I'm like, "Probably going home." I'm like, "You're not going out?" I'm like, "No, it's a Tuesday."
Yeah.
And they were like, "Oh, well, like, you know, we're done at, like, whatever it was, like 3:30, 4 o'clock." And I was like, "Yeah, I'll probably be done around, like, 4. And they're like, "Oh, well, let's just meet up and grab some drinks." And I was like, "Okay." Like, I'm not going to say no to drinks. But, like, I didn't make a plan to go into the day and being like, I'm doing this for my birthday. Like, I don't really give a shit.
Well, that's why it's like I want to, like, so I keep saying, like, I want to do something for my 30th, which is next year.
Yeah.
And it was, I was thinking Pebble Beach, but not, it's probably not going to work that way.
Yeah.
But, like, I want to do something that I want to do. Like,
Yeah.
when people are like, oh, let's go out for your birthday, it's like, dude, I fucking hate going out.
Yeah.
Like, don't ask me to fucking go out. I don't want to do it.
Right. Right.
And since my birthday's in March, it's usually on the, like, skirts of, like, maybe we could play some golf, maybe we couldn't.
Yeah.
So all I really want to do is play golf. That's all I want to do.
Yeah.
Like, I remember 2 years ago, maybe? Or last year, I don't remember. We went out the day after my birthday. That's all I thought about all my birthday. All I was thinking about was, is the weather going to be nice enough to go play golf?
Yeah.
And that's it. I didn't think of anything else all day.
Yeah.
That's, like, that is it. But, like, people put you in, like, a weird spot because it's like, oh, why didn't you tell me it was your birthday?
Because it's not a big deal.
It's an awkward way to bring it up.
Yeah.
What am I supposed
And,
to...
like, none of it matters. Like, once you turn 21, like,
Oh, after
none of it matters.
After 21 is useless. Actually, even my 21st birthday was useless because guess what day it was on? Tuesday.
Tuesday, yeah.
It was on a Tuesday. And, like, people were like, oh, it's your 21st, you're going to get so fucked up. And I'm like, you know my birthday's on a Tuesday, right? Oh, we'll still go out. No one went out.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a project. Oh, I got a paper. Oh, we'll do something Saturday. Oh, we'll do something Friday. Like,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
no, we won't.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, we won't. But...
And then it's like, it's Tuesday, so the bars close at like 10:30. Or like 11.
But that's the thing is, like, I hate going to bars.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's like, oh, let's go out. It's like, oh, I don't want to.
Yeah.
And then unless it comes up and it's on like a Saturday or a Sunday, I can't do anything because I work until I don't get home until 8.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then it's like, what am I supposed to do then? Shower. I mean, usually when I get home, I'm like ready to eat everything in the fucking house that's not nailed down. Like that cabinet that keeps falling off, or actually it's fixed now. But like when it was falling off, I would probably fucking try to eat it. But throw some peanut butter on. I'm sure it would be fine.
Yeah.
But by then it's like 8:30. It's like, okay, time to go out. Oh yeah, so I got to be back in the next 7 minutes because I got to get up at 5:20 the next day. Like there's no.
Yeah. During the week.
So stupid.
And then, I fell into that shit when I started this job a couple of years ago. We would go out and like we would just get hammered after work at like 5 o'clock.
And I could see it being different if you work for like a real company, but I don't.
Yeah.
I work for myself.
But it gets
there's
old
only 2 people in the building.
Is what I was gonna say. It gets old because you're like, well, it's Tuesday and we're gonna go out and we're gonna drink, and then
I would get so sick of it. So
and then
fast.
like it's like, oh, it's Thursday, we're gonna go out and we're gonna drink, and then. You know, it's okay. All right, Friday, let's go out and go to the bar, and it's like Saturday, like let's go and go out again, and it's like, wow, I wonder why I'm so fat. It's because all I do is go out and eat at restaurants and drink a fuck ton of booze. So, I gave that up a while ago, but it gets old. The whole midweek thing, birthdays are dumb. After 21, the only one that matters is 25, and the only reason it matters is because your car insurance goes down, so you save a little bit of money.
I think you can rent a car too at that age.
Yeah, yeah. And then from there, then it's just on the 10s, 30, 40, 50, 60 until you die. Like it doesn't matter. Birthdays are for children. So
Yeah, pretty much.
yeah. Chris D'Elia did a bit on that once, didn't he? About birthdays and like kids.
I feel like I might. You know what? I may not have seen it because if he did do something, I definitely would have remembered it because I'm probably on the same page.
Yeah, yeah. He's like, oh, you turned 9. That's it. Get a job. So there's a lot of comedy coming up tonight.
I could recap my first round of golf of the year.
Oh yeah, you motherfucker! You got out yesterday. I couldn't
Yup.
go.
So I got out March 15th. Nope, 16th.
16.
Austin 316, Stone Cold.
Yes, Stone Cold day.
So I got out. I played 9, and what was it, like mid 50s and sun.
Yeah,
But the wind was fucking whipping.
Oh yeah.
So on the 7th hole, I hit a 6-iron from 164, and then ended up 30 yards short. So that's like a 134-yard 6-iron. And on the 9th hole, I had 285.
So for people that have no fucking clue what he's talking about right now, that's really not good.
Golf.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm gonna compare. I'm gonna give him a reference.
Yeah. Well, no,
Yeah,
I'm
no,
just
it's not good.
assisting.
So it was into the wind. I only hit it like 134 yards. Very, very poor. But on the 9th hole, when the wind was with me, I hit it about 230 yards.
Yeah. So that's how bad the wind was.
So I got a lot of help with the wind, and I got a lot of hurt. It ended up being a 100-yard difference. Like, that's how ridiculous the wind was.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But good to know, first round, still got it.
Yeah.
Except I can't get up and down to save my life. But there's no way of getting up and down in like conditions like this. It's like putting on this fucking rug.
So you want to explain what up and down is for people who don't know?
Oh, yeah. So when you miss the green with your second shot, because you're good like me, when you miss the green with your second shot, a chip and a putt would be getting up and down.
Right.
So I am very bad at getting up and down. I think I convert at, I don't know, 37, 40%, but I want to convert at like 60%.
Yeah.
So I have a lot of way to go, but getting up and down in this weather, not even going to happen. Not even close.
No. So it's almost probably a good thing I wasn't there because I sucked.
Unfortunately, you would have probably had a very bad experience because with the way the wind was whipping,
it would just go.
yeah, like it's going to be tough because if you spin the ball too much, then it gets caught up in the wind, and the wind just fucking throws it around.
Yeah.
And then it's like, okay, well, I'm going to hit into the wind, and it's like, okay, well, I just told you I just lost like fucking 50 yards on my shot.
Yeah. That would have been.
And then it's like,
I would have
okay,
hitting driver on a fucking every hole.
yeah, so it would have been tough. It would have definitely been tough yesterday.
Yeah.
But I was so fucking excited to be out there.
I
was so fucking excited.
I literally can't wait.
Like I was on the first hole and I hit my ball. Have you ever played Old Scotty?
No. That's just where I taught the class.
Yeah, great. So on the first hole, there's a 150 stick out in the middle of the fairway. So I hit it with my laser, and that was like 220.
So significantly further.
What? No.
Oh,
It was 220 to get to the 150.
Yeah.
So I look at that, I'm like, all right, well, my hybrid's 230. It's cold, it's windy, it's gross outside. My ball's probably going to plug in the ground. So I hit the hybrid, figuring it would be like, kind of right around there. And it turns out I flew that stick, flew a hill, and was over like in the second fairway, and I was laughing about it. I haven't smiled probably since last golf season.
Or the Patriots Super Bowl win.
Was I smiling though? Because I think my ribs hurt a lot.
I think no, at the wine tasting.
Did I smile?
Yeah, because I remember Bill made. It was sometime Bill was around. Bill made a comment that he hadn't seen you laugh that hard in years.
Was it because of one of my jokes that I made because I'm so funny?
Yeah, probably. I think it was at the wine tasting.
Or I was talking shit to someone?
Yeah, probably.
I'll smile in those cases. Or I strike people out, or when I strike the kids out in wiffle ball.
Yeah.
I'm a really good wiffle ball pitcher.
That too. Except when I took you deep.
You didn't take me.
I hit it pretty far.
Unlikely. Fake news.
No, it happened. We were both there.
Fucking kid on Friday, I hung a sinker and he fucking, I mean, it wasn't a home run, but
yeah,
he took me for a double.
Yeah.
And then I struck him out every single time after that. But I'm really excited for a golf season to be kind of sort of back. It's still not back. This was almost like
yeah, it's like a tease.
This was like the Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, it's a preseason game, but it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, it doesn't actually really matter.
No.
But
And the but it doesn't actually look all that friendly.
No,
Going
it's
forward.
gonna be fucking cold and shit for the next however many days, and then it's gonna rain for like a week straight.
An entire month.
At the end of March, yeah. That's what's been happening with fucking like the weather's been weird, man. It's like we get like there's no more spring. We'll like it'll rain a little bit at the end of March, and then it'll be like 60, and it'll rain for like 4 weeks, and then all of a sudden it's 90 degrees. And we're like, oh, okay, cool, awesome.
Well, we didn't have a fall last year either.
Yeah.
It went from 90 to snow.
Yeah, yeah. It happened real quick. It was a quick turnaround.
Yeah, September was a horror show.
Yeah.
Hot as shit, and then it rained the entire month.
Yeah. And then we got snow in
I think we got snow in October.
Yeah,
I think we got snow in October.
Yeah, and then we didn't get snow again until February.
Yeah, so this all makes sense. So anyway, so where do I need to move to?
Yeah, South Carolina, Charleston, or anywhere in South Carolina, really. That's where I'm going to end up at some point.
Alright.
Where I may not end up at some point is married.
Oh, that's because marriage is a scam.
Yeah, so we started to have this conversation yesterday, and then I was like, wait. We have to pause because we have to continue this for the podcast because we started going and it was really fucking good. So I'm going to see if we can pick it back up.
Yeah, so, shit, I don't remember why we were talking about this.
Yeah, I don't know how exactly it came up, but I do remember saying that marriage is a scam.
There's actually like no point to doing it.
No.
Outside of...
Oh, it was someone you know...
Oh, yeah.
I
remember now. I remember now.
Yep.
Yeah, so outside of like tax benefits,
right,
and gifts from the ceremony.
The gifts from the ceremony that you're probably never actually going to use.
I'm even talking money. Mostly money.
Yeah, money is
because people are lazy now. They're not going to actually buy you gifts. They're just going to give you money.
Yeah. You're not going to get that fine china set. It sits in your house for 35 years.
You have no idea what to do with it.
Yeah. Yeah, just, cough up that lung anywhere.
Oh, God, I don't think I need it. But yeah, the whole thing is like, okay, really, let's remember it's 2019 now.
Yeah.
So, if you're very religious, yeah, the whole having sex thing, yeah, that's going to be something. But I just don't think that's as prominent anymore.
No,
and we're in the Northeast, so if we were in Alabama, I'm sure that would be a little bit different.
Yeah.
But outside of the potential tax break,
right? Or
if someone needs to get on someone's health insurance.
Yeah.
But everything that I'm saying is
there are minor benefits.
It's so for the wrong reason.
Yeah.
Too.
Because the other side of it is, if it doesn't work out, you're fucked. Because then, you could theoretically work your entire life, make a fuckload of money. Your wife could also work her entire life, make a decent amount of money, and then when you get divorced, she gets half of... So she gets to keep what she already has, and then she gets half of your shit.
Yeah, well...
Forever, by the way.
That
doesn't, it never goes away unless she gets remarried.
Yeah.
And so forever, you lose 50% of your shit.
Yeah, and...
It's a terrible fucking contract.
I actually know... Because the way everyone thinks about it, everyone thinks that, obviously, the guy makes more money, and the woman takes the guy to the cleaners.
Right. It can happen the other way.
I actually have heard it quite a bit.
Yeah.
The other way.
Yeah.
So you have women that are CEOs or higher ups in whatever these companies are, and the guy's a fucking loser.
Right.
An absolute fucking loser.
Yeah.
Back before weed was illegal, and someone who was 40 and just smoked weed all day was the biggest fucking stiff you've ever heard of.
Yeah.
People like that,
yeah.
Just sitting there and just raking it in, and then they're getting half of what that person's
No, it certainly goes both ways. It's just it goes in whatever direction makes less money, but it's not proportional, which is what I don't understand either. So let's say the wife makes $150,000 a year,
and you make $148,000,
and the husband makes we'll call it $80,000 a year. He doesn't get the difference to make you both equal. He just gets 50% of that 140. So now he makes 150, and you make 70.
Honest to God, like if you were like
fuck?
if you were like really high earning, why would you get married?
Yeah, well, that's why
Outside of, I mean, you can prenup.
That's what I was just gonna get to is, so the whole prenup thing. So
Is that still awkward?
I would assume, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I guess it also depends on the people and the situation and how it's handled. But I'm by no means rich at all. I'm in crippling student loan debt, like every other 20-something-year-old. And if I were to get married, I would want to sign a prenup and be like, listen, like, this is just how it's gonna run. Like, I don't know, like, and it works both ways. Like, I don't know, like, you could end up making a fuck ton of money, and like, it'll save your money. Like, it's weird. It's just weird to me that you could theoretically lose 50% of what you have just because a relationship didn't work out.
So again, it's also 2019, so some of the things that I'm going to bring up are a little different. But so the whole point of marriage is to have a family.
Yeah, well, it's also disconcerting too because 50% of all marriages end in divorce.
Is that what it's up to now?
It's up to 50%.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
It's funny because like everyone at work tells me, "Hey, if you ever think about getting married, I'm gonna fucking kill you."
Yeah, no,
and they don't look like they're kidding.
No, literally everyone is like,
they really don't look like they're
you
kidding.
probably shouldn't do it.
Also, the other thing is too. It's like with marriage, like the whole idea is you get married because you want to have a family, right? I think.
Right.
No one thinks of it like the way I think of it is like, so I'm gonna have to pay less in taxes because I'm gonna have someone else.
Right.
I'm probably gonna be able to snake someone's health insurance because I pay for my own out of pocket,
Yeah.
like 100% out of pocket.
Yeah.
Like that's not how this is. Like that's not why you do it.
Yeah.
That's not why you do it. But at the same time, if you wanted to, and I think where this came from was people who just kind of get engaged forever.
Yeah.
So it's 2019. I've seen a lot of the last name thing.
Yeah.
A lot of people either not taking last names.
Yeah.
A lot of people doing the hyphen.
Doubling up. Yeah.
I've even seen, and I didn't know that anybody would do this, but apparently there are no options that are off the table. I've seen a guy
Hyphenates.
and a girl hyphenate the same last name. They combined the two and
Do you
then
remember
took both.
Bowfly in high school? I
didn't have him.
There was an English teacher in our high school.
Yeah.
Doug Bowen Flynn.
Yeah, I remember that.
I believe his last name was Bowen and his wife's last name was Flynn. So they both took each other's last names and hyphenated.
I mean, I might be a cretin, but I didn't even know that was a thing until like yesterday.
Yeah, well,
this is why I don't go on Facebook.
In 2008, it was like, what the fuck are you doing? But now people
like but we knew some kid.
He was just a trendsetter.
We knew some kid in high school, and he had a hyphenated last name because his parents or his mother had the hyphenated last name.
Right.
Yeah, I've always seen, like Rob Johnson marries Sue Smith, who is now Sue Smith Johnson. Yeah. And Rob Johnson stays. Yeah. I actually haven't seen like the other way. So you can stay engaged in the whole name thing, not an issue anymore. Because people aren't even taking each other's names. Right. And some people aren't even doing the hyphen, or they are doing the hyphen. Or
well, a lot of times,
if you want to be Chad Ochocinco, you can.
For people's professions, they keep their names. So like I know a lot of famous celebrities, like they keep their names because they're known for their names.
Well, also if your name is a brand,
right, it
probably doesn't make sense to change it.
No.
Or you can change it legally, but you still go by whatever. But then it's like, I don't know, it might get weird.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Marriage is like a very weird thing.
That's the thing is like you could I think the moral of what we were talking about is like you could get engaged to someone, you could have kids, you could live in the same house, you can buy the house together,
right?
And then like you don't have to worry about it. It's the same thing. There's nothing that changes, right? Because if someone really wants your last name, they can fucking change it.
Yeah. You know what I think? Who did this fucking right is my uncle. He's gonna be 70 this year. Him and his now wife were together for probably 35 years.
Yeah.
And so my aunt was married before and had kids with her first husband. My uncle was engaged when he was like in his 20s and it didn't work out. But then, like I said, they had been together for at least 35 years, if not more. They didn't even get engaged until like 5 years ago.
So like how long-ish were they together?
About 30 to 35
Oh
years.
shit, so 30 or 35 before?
Yeah, so
five?
he's going to be 70 this year. So they've been together for probably
So it's got to be closer to
40 years.
40.
Yeah.
It was 5 years ago if they got engaged, but they were together for 35 years.
Yeah. So like now I think they're married. I don't know if they even did a wedding. I think they just probably went to fucking town hall.
Oh, at that
signed
point,
a
what's
piece
the
of paper.
point? What's
Yeah.
the point?
If they did, I didn't get an invite.
I wouldn't invite you.
Yeah, I wouldn't invite me either. But like that's kind of the way to do it.
Well, I even know like one of my buddy's fathers. He got married very early, divorced very early, and then spent a lot of time single. Then was with someone for probably close to fucking 10 years, and then one day they decided that this was not working. And I don't think it was because like, oh well, I really want to get married, and he's like, I don't like. Okay, well I'm out. Like I don't think that's what it was.
Right.
So he would have had to go through another divorce.
Oh yeah.
And like I know a guy, like one of my guys from the gym, he's on 2.
Yikes.
He's like, what a fucking pain in the ass it all is.
Yeah.
It's court, it's fucking
It's
everything.
Everything. It's money. It's expenses. It's fucking crazy.
Probably have people fucking trailing you, watching you.
Oh,
Like, like if you said you broke your neck.
Yeah.
Like it's oh I'm going to work. No, you aren't going to work. You're going to fucking buy weed on the corner.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's legal now, but whatever.
Right. Well, not on the corner.
No, but I guess you don't have. Well, you go to the corner store.
Yeah, the corner dispensary.
Yeah. See the girl with the girl with the Girl Scout cookies. She'll be outside.
Yeah, that was. She was really fucking smart.
That was my fucking idea, by the way.
Yeah.
I did say that at one point.
Well, you just didn't execute.
Well, that's because one, I'm not a Girl Scout. I don't think I have the right qualifications.
Well, it's 2019. You can be a Girl Scout if you want to.
I feel like that's too much paperwork. I'm also lazy.
Did you hear? Speaking of that, did you hear? So obviously, I think last year.
I just want to put it out there that I said before weed was legal that it would be great if weed was legal and you could sell Girl Scout cookies outside. Go on.
Yeah. I don't know if it was last year or the year before they started allowing girls into the Boy Scouts.
I think I heard something like that.
So it was like it's like this whole thing. So now I think a couple months ago, like in the fall, winter.
I would assume you would then have to allow boys into the Girl Scouts.
No. It gets better. They created a tribe, pack, whatever they call in Boy Scouts.
I think it was a pack.
That was, wait for it, only girls.
That sounds like Girl Scouts.
Sounds like Girl Scouts to me.
So it's Boy Scouts that are only girls.
Yep.
Troop.
Troop, that's what they're called.
Oh.
Yeah.
No,
There's
it's definitely Troop.
Yeah. I think the pack is Cub Scouts.
Maybe. I think I did Cub Scouts. I never did Boy Scouts.
I did Cub Scouts. I didn't do Boy Scouts either. But
that was brutal, by the way.
Yeah.
Cub Scouts.
Yeah. I remember.
I don't know how some people make the Eagle Scout. Like, that is way too much shit.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get to Cub Scout meetings.
Oh, yeah, I would be like, I don't want to go to Cub Scouts.
Well, it's also hard. As like I was playing hockey.
Right, because that was my thing. I was playing sports. So
Yeah.
I had to choose, like, am I going to go to practice or am I going to go to Cub Scouts? And I was like, well, guess what? I'm going to practice.
Well, that's the thing. It's like I did everything when I was a kid, but it's like karate. I never got past like 2 yellow stripes because I couldn't fucking get there anymore.
Yeah.
It's like Saturday mornings, I'd play basketball, which I was terrible at, or
Yeah.
I'd play hockey.
Right.
And it's like in the spring and summer, no one's going to a fucking dojo.
Yeah.
Like, no
Because
way.
I think I made it to a blue belt or purple belt at one point in karate.
Dude, I made it like 4 weeks.
And
like,
then I quit because I started playing soccer.
Yeah, it's like
and
2
I started
yellow
doing like
stripes.
the travel team soccer, and we played on Saturdays.
Yep.
So like if we had to travel,
Dude, I
like,
remember-
we would go to Concord or something far away.
Yeah, I played a lot in Concord.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, it's
I don't know
like
how we got on that.
yeah, a lot of tangential thoughts. It's Do you want to wrap it up?
Yeah.
All right. So final thoughts. What do you got for a final thought?
There. So last night I came up with some musings. And I'm going to use them as my final thoughts.
Okay.
And they are very, very random. And very, like,
Okay.
what the fuck is this guy talking? What are you talking about? Like,
Yeah.
that's going to be what it is.
Okay.
Cast iron pans.
Cast iron pans.
So,
All right.
I really like to cook. And I have a cast iron pan. I really like to cook with it. Because I think the food comes out good. But my God, are those things such a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Like, they have rules. They come with fucking rules. They're gremlins. They're the gremlins.
Yeah.
They are the gremlins of kitchenware.
I remember when you first moved in when I was living in Axis.
Yeah.
And when you moved into Derek's room.
Yeah.
Well, Derek was gone, and you brought that thing, and you're like, "Oh, it's really cool." And I was like, "Oh, you mind if I use it?" And you're like, "Yeah, sure." And I used it.
I think I warned you.
And then you were like, "All right, so now to clean it, this is what you have to do." And I was like, "Cool, I'm never using this again."
Yeah.
Like I have no interest.
Yeah. And yeah, again, it comes with like rules and shit.
Yeah.
And the food's good. But like whenever someone comes to me and they're like, "Oh, like the cast iron pans," and I'm like, "Yeah, they're awesome."
Yeah.
Here's a question: are you gonna play by the rules?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Are you gonna take care of this thing?
Right.
What is it? An animal? Like a kid? No, but you need to. You can't use soap on it.
Right.
They're heavy. They're hard to store.
Yeah.
They smoke out the house.
Yeah.
So you're not cooking on the stovetop for 20 minutes with one.
Right.
Unless you want your house to be smoke. But it's funny that even like with that, like the more you like do it, because everyone like talks like practice, and as stupid as it is, like the cast iron pan takes practice. So that's why no one, well, because it's like at first it was like, okay, I'd cook with it, and then I'd like eat some shitty food. God damn it, that wasn't good.
Yeah.
Overcooked, undercooked on that.
Yeah.
But I just think it's hysterical that even as something as stupid as like a cast iron pan, like there's rules and you need practice, you need to know what you're doing, and the complete absurdity that is.
I like that you said
makes it think hysterical.
They're like gremlins.
They are like they're like, dude, don't get it wet.
Yeah.
Seriously, don't get it wet. Don't feed it after midnight. Like that's what it is. But I kind of like liken it to like the barbers using the straight edge. Like you don't have to use a straight edge. It's 2019. We have fucking machines for this.
Yeah, I mean, I do love when my barber leaves out the straight edge though.
And the food on a cast iron pan is better too.
Right.
They're both old school, but the product's way better.
Right. It's a little extra work. I don't have to do anything, but like they put the hot lather on my face and then he fucking straight razors it. Oh man, that's fucking awesome. I love that.
Yeah, the place I go to does like the back of the neck.
Yeah, he does that too. He goes all around. He does like the line here, does the back of the neck.
So that's my musing on the cast iron pan.
I like that. Are you gonna save your musings for future episodes?
This has been typed out.
Okay. All right. Good.
As have others. I got on a roll.
All right. No, that's good. That's good preparation.
I actually wasn't sure because I
way better than I.
Honestly, I just kind of like started typing some of them because they're quick.
Yeah.
And I didn't really know what I was gonna do with them. I honestly didn't know.
Yeah.
Because like they don't really make sense for Instagram.
Right.
Definitely don't make sense for Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with these things.
Start a blog. We have a blog on the website.
I mean, we could post them.
Yeah. We could. Maybe we'll do that.
Take a picture of the cast iron pan.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, I'm about to go use the cast iron pan.
Yeah. I'm fucking hungry right now too.
Don't use my pan.
Yeah. Trust me, I have no interest in using the fucking cast iron. One time it was done. I think when I was
you also kind of fucked yourself because whatever you cooked, I don't remember what it was.
Yeah, it was a steak. It was some
no,
sort
it wasn't
of
a steak. It was
No?
something with eggs because eggs are a nightmare.
Oh.
So I think you may have tried to do like a frittata or something.
Yeah.
They
that's
are
what it was.
a nightmare to clean.
And then you were like, "Oh, you gotta use salt," and like I'm putting the salt in there and I'm scrubbing. I think I got so angry, I got to the point where you're just like, "Step away, I'll do it."
Yeah.
I was like, I'm gonna fucking throw your cast iron pan through the fucking window.
No, you're not, because you're not strong enough, woman.
Yeah. That thing is fucking heavy. It would easily go through a window.
Dude, it might go through the floor if I ever drop it.
Yeah, seriously. Well, so for my final thought, it's gonna be that if you are trying to decide on whether or not you're going to get married, you probably shouldn't. And if you want to, you can get engaged. That's fine. But you should take the lesson from my uncle. And when you get engaged, you wait like at least 30 years. And then when you make it to the 30-year mark and you guys are still together and you potentially don't fucking hate each other, then you can get married. Because then at that point, you're like, all right, that's cool, whatever. And you also change a fuck ton. Like, the whole thing when, like, people get married. So this is a funny thing. When I see a lot of memes on this, and I think it's really funny. So, like, when I was a kid, I was, like, 12, 13, 14, I was like, oh, yeah, man, like, I want to be, like, a young dad. Like, I want to get married and, like, have kids by, like, 25, 26. Now I'm 27, and I'm like, yo, I don't want anything to do with marriage or children.
I don't know if I want either one.
In the near future.
Like, in general.
I mean, eventually, if I meet the right person, and I'm like, all right, yeah, that's cool, whatever. I'm in. You know, I'll be in. But it's funny. Like, so the meme is like, yeah, that whole married by 25 thing's looking more like 40 now. Which also is kind of true, and it's the way that, like, things are going in society. Like, people aren't getting married until their 30s, and they're not having kids, or they are having kids up until, like, 40, especially for guys.
Well,
like,
guys can go later. What is it, 35 for women or something?
Yeah, that's like when the clock starts ticking for them.
Or it's like then the kid gets, like, kind of compromised at that point.
Yeah, there's higher risks and stuff. But so it's like it's funny. You don't have to be in a rush. Obviously, like, there are certain situations, if you know, and you get to do it, then awesome. But I like my uncle's strategy.
Well, dude, I like
wait 30 years.
Well, I like I just like, even if you have to ask, maybe you shouldn't.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I do. Which therefore I probably shouldn't. Cause,
yeah.
Well, how fucking good is that gonna go?
Right.
I'm gonna be ready to bail like the second I can.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Yeah, I think my longest relationship that I've been in is like 3.5 years.
I did 7.
Yes, I mean you were kind of already almost there. So
there's nothing that I want to do about that again.
Yeah, it's one of those things.
I don't know. It could be because it also could be a little bit different where, like, I do have my own business. I do.
Right.
Like, I do, like, kind of like my own thing.
Like, things should be lined up.
Like, I work like that's part of it is, like, because I remember, like, one of the biggest points of contention was, like, hey, you're never fucking around.
Yeah.
You got no money. Or it's like, money's, like, tight.
Yeah.
And then it's like, yeah, there's nothing I can do about that at all.
Right.
Oh, can you get out early? No.
Right. There's no one. If I leave, then I close the business.
Yeah.
Like, the door's shut and the lights go off.
And then it's like, if I don't work, there's no security in the job.
The joys of owning a small business.
Fitness industry.
I don't miss that. But yeah, I think that, like I said, obviously, if you know, then you know, and everyone is different. Everyone has their own special circumstances. But
yeah, that's the other thing is, like, I think it's so funny because we brought it up. Like, I brought it up to comment on, and I know you're giving the advice because you're much more rational. Do not take my fucking advice. Like, when it comes to my advice, do not take it. Like, you seem to at least have, like, a fucking level head, like a reasonable approach. My thought is, what's the point? Why bother?
Yeah.
Seems like a lot. I always say, it seems like a lot of paperwork. Oh, it's actually not a lot of paperwork. No. I'm not talking about literal paperwork.
Yeah. No, but
talking about
because you know what becomes a lot of paperwork is the divorce. And like I said, literally 50% of marriages right now end in divorce. And, like, so that's what I mean. Like, you should want to be able to make it somewhat doable if you do have kids. Like, there's nothing worse than, especially, like, with my job and all the shit that I deal with. Like, there's nothing worse than seeing, like, a kid or a family of, like, multiple children that are fucked up now because their parents couldn't get their shit together, or, like, they were just bad people. You know what I mean? Like, it's a whole thing. I could probably spend a whole nother fucking hour-long episode
please don't, or do it as like a you.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna.
Hey,
Don't
it's-
worry,
hey,
I will
hey.
spare you.
Hey, it's the Jared episode.
Yeah, hey, it's me.
Here's why society's fucked up.
Yeah, I could
No,
make a
sorry,
I could make a documentary.
I would say actually that topic wouldn't work because I
Yeah.
think that's kind of all we talk about.
Yeah,
But we're fucked up,
we are.
so that's why we're not drunk, but like we're fucked up.
Yeah, we're just fucked up individuals. Yeah.
So that's why I think we can comment on things being fucked up. Because
No,
if you're only looking through rose-colored glasses,
it's true.
you can't see how fucked everything is.
That's true. So, you can follow us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. You can search us on Twitter, Sarcasm Speaks. We are everywhere podcasts are available to stream. You're listening on one of those right now. Wherever you're listening, hit the subscribe button. Do us a favor. Help us out. It helps us in our visibility. That's the word I was looking for in our previous episode. When I said like visualism or some dumb bullshit. I don't know.
I had no idea what you were talking about.
It was after a couple glasses of wine. My brain didn't work that well.
Guy goes to one wine tasting.
Yeah. The visibility. It helps our visibility. So people can find the show without actually having to search it. So that's always great too.
We wanted to just jump up and punch him in the mouth.
Yeah. And tell your friends. Tell people to listen to it. If you enjoy it, maybe they do too. And so we got the Instagram, Twitter, and the YouTube.
YouTube.
Find us on YouTube. So hit the subscribe button on YouTube. We got video shows now too. So
Most of the time.
yeah, most of the time when our camera wants to work and not turn into a pumpkin. So that's gonna do it for us. Thanks. Good night.